We here at New Zealand Opera have decided to commemorate the centenary of Benjamin Britten's birth by putting on the opera Noye's Fludde, which is a wonderful opera for adults and children working together. To help show you some of the music that the children are involved with, we have assembled this team here. I'm John Rosser, the conductor of the project. This is Joanne Cole. Joanne, you're the education officer. And David Kelly, our principal repetiteur, that means accompanist for the company. Benjamin Britten decided to do this as a children's opera. So he has just two professional singers, Noah and Mrs. Noye, and an adult voice of God. And then he has the roles of Noah's sons and their wives played by school children. And also Mrs. Noye's friends, her gossips as they're called in the opera, are played also by senior girls. The opera begins with just a little bit of the orchestra and goes straight into a hymn to be sung by the audience. Yep. For the next three more verses after that. So probably the children, because you're actually preparing, you're getting ready to be animals in all your various costumes and in your groups, so you're not coming in yet, so you probably won't get to sing this, but we'll see. Certainly though, your parents and all the rest of the audience who are there do get to sing it, and I'll be teaching it to them in advance. Right, then we jump over to where you do enter. And you hear from each of Noah's children in turn introducing an animal group. So we go from the top here, David. So here you'll hear from Shem, or Sem, as he's called in the score. And then the first group of animals come in. So here's Sem. The Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. That's the first group. Then the second group's introduced by Ham. The second, that's the part I played, the second child of Noah. And he's got some different animals to sing about. And then those animals, group 2, sing exactly the same thing. 3 and Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. And repeat. Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. And the third group of animals come in after Japhet, the third son, has introduced them, and they sing the same thing too. And Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. The fourth group of animals, introduced by Mrs. Shem, Mrs. Sem, only different in that some of you will sing an octave higher. So Joe, if you'll sing an octave higher, so actually it'll end up being 2 octaves higher because she's a female voice, so it's already higher than mine, but it gives you the idea. And Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. Kyrie, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. Then the next group, the group 5, are cats, rats and mice, and they are really meant to squeak, and they sing it twice as fast. So, just David, let's go from the 3-2 bar before it. Kyrie, 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 Kyrie eleison. Kyrie, 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 And you've got to sing that really high and squeaky if you possibly can. So we'll work that out at the time. So you can see that sort of double time, double speed. And the final group of animals, who are birds, also sing high, but they just sing at the old speed. And right, and then all the animals come together. You're all by this time joined together, and you do one more, but it's a little bit slower. It goes like this. And Kyrie, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie, Kyrie eleison. So, as you can see, that was a little bit slower. And the tune's the same all the time, just with slightly different rhythms. Good. Then we move on to the next hymn. Now this is where the waters have absolutely flooded the earth. The ark is being tossed around. The animals are starting to panic. And then all of a sudden, Mrs. Noah and the kids start, and all the animals start to sing a sort of calming old hymn that says, Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm doth bind the restless wave. And it was a hymn that used to be sung in memory of, or in, well, people thought of sailors who were travelling on the sea, and those in peril on the sea, because of course it was very dangerous back in those days, in very recent times really, to travel on sailing ships on the sea. You were in danger of shipwreck all the time. So we're going to sing this. It's nice and slow. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm doth bind the restless wave, who beats the mighty ocean deep, its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. And then David gets to play. I mean, David was just helping us with the tune there, but actually he, or the orchestra, get to play a much more interesting, wavy, shipwrecky kind of piece underneath. So we'll sing the calming tune, and you'll hear the boiling ocean underneath. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm doth bind the restless wave, who beats the mighty ocean deep, its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. Then we move on through the opera to the point at which finally the waters have subsided, the ark has come to rest, and everyone can now step off. And all of the hallelujahs, that's the tune. And you'll notice David plays, or the orchestra plays, a little bit in between each of the hallelujahs. Now there are 5 of those hallelujahs that we just sang there that are exactly the same, with the same amount played after them. Then on the 6th and 7th ones, we just go to the end of the bar and don't have that extra bar. So let's do the 6th one. And Hallelujah, 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 see there that we're now in canon. So the 6th and 7th ones only had a bar after each of them. Then by the time we get to the 8th one, we're divided into 2 groups of animals, and we'll do that with you at the time. The first group of animals sings for a bar, and then the other group of animals comes in canon, as we call it, straight across, right at the end of the first phrase. And we just keep rolling it on like that for quite a while, until it comes to a big climax with all of us singing together. David's going to play a bar before we come in together, and then all of the next entries start to telescope on each other. They start to crush in as it gets more and more exciting. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Exciting. Then we come to the final hymn that the animals and Noah and Mrs. Noah and eventually all of the kids and eventually all of the audience sings as well. And we build it up slowly. First of all, it's Noah, Mrs. Noah and the children are singing, and then the animals come in on page 68, soon as the evening shades prevail. So let's just show how that goes. Yeah. This edgy music, and we come to the final statement of the canon. So we go on like that. It was beautiful, slow, solemn, stately sound. And then we have the big canon. Now we'll all be divided up into different groups, and eventually I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different groups singing along, which is fantastic, and the audience will be singing with one or more of them. So we'll do this all on the spot. We'll do this at the time. But here we go, and we'll sing as many parts as we can, which is about 2. But we'll jump in other ones too. So here we go, and in reasons sing there, so we had 3 parts going, which is, you know, more than we paid him for. But I sang his Amen for him at the end. There are more parts going, so it'll take longer to get to the final Amen, but that's the effect. Gradually they build up and build up till we've got 8 parts going, and then they slim down at the end as everyone finally ends their line. And that's it. We're all looking forward to hearing you, working with you, and having a fantastic and memorable show. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, David.